Sometimes when you have a lot of text, it's helpful to use columns to organize your text. You can create and edit multiple columns in multi-line text using the in-place text editor column options and column grips. Editing columns using grips provides you the flexibility of seeing the changes as you make them. Columns follow a few rules. All columns have equal width and equal gutters. A gutter is the space between the columns. The height of the columns remains constant unless more text than the column can accommodate is added, or you manually move the editing grip to adjust the column height. When you are working with columns in the in-place text editor, the columns are in a frame. The ruler bar spans across all columns but is only active for the current column. Text basically runs from the first column into the adjacent column. You can control the amount of text in each column by resizing the column widths and the overall size of the text box. I'm going to start the mText tool from the Annotation panel on the Home tab of the ribbon. I select two corners to define my text box. The text editor appears. I select the standard text style and set the text height to 50 millimeters. I want to import a Word document into my text, so I'm going to right-click and select Import Text. I browse to the folder where I'm storing my general notes. The document is in TXT format. If you check the Files of Type drop-down list, AutoCAD allows you to import a text file or an RTF file. I select the general notes.txt file. I select Open. The text is imported. I close the text editor. I use my zoom to see my text. I double-click on the text to edit it. I zoom out to see the mText boundary. I use the grips to adjust the size of the mText. I reselect the text and I want to change the text to use columns. I select the Dynamic Columns option from the ribbon. As I drag the mText window, I can adjust the mText. Notice that the text just runs into the next column. I can use the grips on the mText box to adjust the number of columns and the size of the text object. I can also use the static columns to adjust the number of columns. I change the number of columns to 3. I want to adjust the gutter size. Remember, the gutter is the amount of space between columns. I right-click inside the mText and select Columns, Column Settings. I adjust the size of the gutter to 100 millimeters. I click OK. I click outside the mText to exit the editor. I reselect the mText to activate the grips. I can use the grips to resize the mText object. In this lesson, we reviewed some of the tools available when creating and adjusting text columns. You can import a text file into your mText object easily and then use static or dynamic columns to modify the appearance of your text.